Whilst there are many, many people who would recognise that there's a lot wrong with financial services, only a small fraction of those people are actually willing to do something about it. I'm Andy Agathangelo, founder of the Transparency Task Force.
The TTF is a campaigning organisation of like-minded people who are looking to restore integrity to the financial sector.
On the 6th of May back in 2015, there was a meeting in London. A group of financial services people got together to talk about some of the industry's challenges, and we concluded that there was a tremendous need for greater transparency and truthfulness and trustworthiness in the sector.
I met Andy at a conference about 3 years ago. Since then it's been a bit of a helter-skelter. We've produced a white paper on codes of conduct within the financial sector involving over 70 different financial organisations, trade bodies, institutes.
I believe there's a huge need for change. The lack of trust in financial services, very worrying.
I have seen and done work within that industry which I thought was not necessarily aligned with my own personal values and beliefs. So I knew that I had to change, and also I knew that organizations had to change to create more ethical behavior within the industry.
The overall aims and objectives of the Transparency Task Force are to drive change.
It's to raise, I think, the levels of trust in the financial sector.
To restore integrity, truthfulness, clarity and transparency.
We recognise that the finance sector is profoundly important to society, and we can't possibly realise our true potential as a force for good in the ecosystem if the financial services sector continues to behave the way that it does.
It works through people like myself volunteering our time for free, putting effort in and thinking about how can we work with others to try and improve the situation.
I think one of the strengths of the Transparency Task Force is that we've managed to attract a very, very eclectic mix of different types of people.
Really, it's a group of like-minded people.
Most of them are particularly strong in their particular field.
Who, from a like-minded objective, can create the policies, procedures, the actual implementation of the kind of change that that particular interest group is looking to achieve.
Talking about problems has value, but pretty limited. So we've always had the idea that our activity should actually be about driving change.
My aims in the short term is to build more accountability.
In the longer term, what I'm hoping I might be able to help to build is an infrastructure of an international organisation that's got real substance and real weight behind it.
To have a sound, sustainable financial sector that people can depend on and trust for the benefit of my grandchildren and everybody else's.
All that really matters is having the right type of people involved. People who aren't selfish, people who care, people who understand, people who are willing to go about their work with the intention of benefiting society.
Where is that impetus going to come from? It has to come from within the industry.
Having built a community of over 1,100 people in under 5 years, I absolutely know that we've already got many, many, many tremendous people with exactly the right kind of mindset and motivations to help build something which is going to be phenomenally powerful in the future.
In, say, 15, 20 years' time, people will look at the Transparency Task Force and believe it to be an institution which is there for the good of the world, worldwide, in the financial services sector.
I believe it has a role to play. I believe it has a very important contribution to make going forwards. And I'm convinced that within the community, the financial resources will be found to make that happen.
You know, the expression is that, I think it was a quote from Margaret Mead that said a small group of thoughtful, like-minded people can change the world.